Hi, True Crime Alert and crime fighter subby fans. It's good to see you guys. So good you could join me. I have a wonderful co host today that doesn't want to turn his head. Hello. Hello. His name is Kilo. Hello. You don't want to look? Okay. He doesn't want to look at the screen. I seen some new information on the Delphi murders, and I wanted to go over that with you guys. Sorry, the phone always first thing, right? So I want to update you first. This is a video that I made the other day, and it'll update you to the point that I want to be at. It seems that Kegan Anthony Kline, oh, sick puppy there, is not Anthony Shots, as we know. He's not. But that is the account that he made. And he got a lot of people interested in that. A lot of people interested in his fake account. And what Kegan Anthony Kline was doing was making this fake account and getting little girls to contact him so that he could be doing some awful stuff to them, taking pictures of them, and who knows what else, you guys. But he got over 100 pictures sent to him by underage girls. And a lot of other things went with that. He is one sick individual. He's definitely not Anthony Scott. So let's go over the video. It's only a 2-minute one, and it'll update you to where I'm at right now. And it's going to tell you about this contact with Anthony Shots.
Police want you to take a close look at these photos and the profile name Anthony Shots. They say the man in the pictures has done nothing wrong, but they've charged this man, 27-year-old Kegan Anthony Kline, with using the photos along with images of expensive items and fancy cars to try to catfish young girls into sending nude photos and their home addresses. Authorities say the fake Snapchat and Instagram account was active in 2016 and 2017, around the same time when 14-year-old Libby German and 13-year-old Abby Williams were killed. On February 13th, 2017, the girls went for a hike in a nature reserve in Delphi, Indiana. They never came back. A search volunteer found their bodies the next day in a wooded area near the trail. From Libby's phone, detectives recovered this video clip, a 1-second shot of a man walking on the trail wearing a blue jacket and hoodie, as well as this audio clip of a man's voice saying, "Down the hill." Police believe both are recordings of the suspect. Authorities initially released this sketch and then an updated, younger-looking version in 2019, saying the suspect is in his mid-20s to mid-30s and knows the area.
We believe you are hiding in plain sight. We likely have interviewed you or someone close to you.
Kline is now charged with child solicitation and pornography. Court documents quote him as saying he received approximately 100 sexual pictures from underage girls. Police won't say if they found a connection to Abby and Libby or if the fake profile could provide a break in the case.
Well, who knows if I have sound? Do I have sound right now? Can you tell me if I have sound right now? Mic's on. Okay, all right, let's get on to the second part. Now, this is the part that's new that I wanted to tell you guys about. There is proof that Kegan Anthony Kline has contacted one of these girls on social media. And the reason that we know he did is because it's a private account and she had to accept him as a friend so that he could comment, and she did. And this was only, I can't remember. I think it was 5 months before they were killed. But anyway, I want you to see this part too, and then I'm going to talk to you guys about it.
Killer. During a polygraph Kline took later on February 25th, Kegan again admitted to creating the fake Anthony Schatz profile and speaking to underage girls. Kline told investigators he received about 100 sexual pictures of minor girls, the affidavit states. He also told investigators the girls he spoke to ranged in ages from 15 to 17, but files discovered on an iPhone seized by authorities depicted pornographic images of children having sex with adults, masturbating, and posing nude are as young as 3 years old, the affidavit says. During their investigation, according to the affidavit, authorities also seized additional smartphones, a tablet, and an iPad. Anyone who has information is urged to call law enforcement at Abby and Libby Tip at cacoshrf.com or by contacting the tip line phone number at 765-822-3535.
To the killer. You brutally murdered 2 little girls. You are hiding in plain sight. This is about power to you, and you want to know what we know. One day, you will.
If you have followed this case from the beginning, or course of my personal investigation, you may realize the significance of the timeline you are about to see. This is a timeline showing the events that now seem to make sense after almost 5 years. Prior to the murders, December 26, 2016, Liberty German uploads a photo of herself to Instagram, and the Anthony Schatz profile clicked like on the post 50 days prior to the murders. Libby's account is set to private, meaning in order for him to see her photos or post, she had to approve his follow request.
She had to approve his request. He couldn't just go on there and say something about her. He couldn't just go on there and like her pictures or her videos. He couldn't just get into that account. That account was private. It was set to private. She had to okay him liking her pictures. So for sure, Kegan Anthony Kline contacted Libby. For sure he contacted her. This isn't something that the police are reporting either, you guys, which I don't understand why the cops aren't coming around with more information, because I know, and I know this, and you'll see later on, there was more audio that they are not putting out there. There was more video that they are not putting out there. And there was more pictures and more audio of those girls. And LE has not put any of that out yet. I do understand it's under investigation. I get that. But there's a lot more that they could be putting out there. I mean, come on, it's already darn near a cold case file. Look how many years. Let's do this. I mean, they should give us some more information and we'll work on it together, you know, because there's plenty of us want to help. So let's look at this again. For sure, he made contact with Libby, and I think he is Bridge Guy.
After the murders, February 25th, 2017, FBI searched a home in Peru, Indiana in connection to the killings of the 2 Delphi teenagers. The name of a man who lives at the Peru home on Canal Street had come up during an ongoing investigation into the homicides of 14-year-old Liberty German and 13-year-old Abigail Williams. April 27, 2017. Indiana Computer Cybercrimes Against Children Task Force is now assisting in the Delphi murders investigation.
That eerie recording and this picture pulled from Libby German's cell phone came from a specialized police team in Indiana, the state's Computer Crimes Against Children Task Force. Call 6 Investigates Paris Lubell got an inside look at that task force and what they're doing to help.
It's the same group of dedicated investigators that helped bring down Subway pitchman Jared Fogle and park tutor coach Kyle Cox, and now they're lending a helping hand in the Delphi investigation. It's the picture and the audio recording that's been seen around the country. Pulled off Libby German's cell phone by this team.
Essentially, the idea is to try to recover the most useful evidence from the most likely places as quickly as possible.
The unit typically investigates child pornography or child seduction crimes, but it's not all the investigators do.
Investigators can provide specialized technical assistance in a wide variety of investigations.
And they did just that in Delphi, using their expertise to get the video off Libby's phone, which could be the key piece of evidence in the case.
It is hard to think of a particular crime that's been committed where there isn't digital evidence, where there isn't evidence that's stored in a cell phone.
Because the Delphi investigation is still ongoing, the unit couldn't talk about the specifics on their role in the investigation. But as an example, they showed us how they would gather data off a cell phone using an RTV6 iPhone.
Oftentimes, it's going to be a single video, a single image, a single piece of internet-based communication, text-based communication going back and forth that provides a crucial piece of evidence. In some cases, that's the only piece of evidence that will lead us to a previously unknown, unidentified victim or unknown, unidentified suspect.
It's this team and this specialized truck that allows the investigators the technology to dig and deliver details someone may not want exposed. The investigators on this case are joining the hundreds of other state, local, and federal agencies helping on the Delphi investigation, all just with one goal, that's to find the killer.
December 21st, 2018. Indiana State Police seized Anthony Greeno's phone based on an individual you have had contact with that we would like to look into, said Indiana State Police detectives in a
Okay, you guys, I'm thinking Bridge Guy is the guy. Okay, I think Bridge Guy is the guy, and I don't understand why they're not giving us any more information. Because why would they seal said release of information and not give us more? I understand that it is an investigation, but I think we need some more to go on. Here's a couple of things that I think about this. One, I think he's Bridge Guy because I know he had contact with them. And a lot of people said, well, why would he tell them? Why would he set it up that day in the open where people are around and somebody could see him? I'll tell you why I think he did it. Okay. I think he set it up that day because he didn't set it up that day. I think those girls did. I think they told him, hey, you know, we're going to be out and about at a certain time. And he probably said, oh, I'm going to be there too. Do you want me to meet you for a little bit? Maybe we can talk. Do you see where that has come together? I'm not sure which way that could have went. I mean, it could have went several ways. They could have contacted him and he said, yeah, let's meet up there. Now, remember, he started out meeting them on social media. Then he would switch them to something private. So we don't know what the other private messages between him and Libby and Abby were, because I think this is where he touched base and met them at. I think it was 5 months before they were killed. And I think what he did was he touched base with him then. He met Libby then by saying one of her pictures is pretty. And of course, he's Anthony Schatz. He's not Kegan Kline. And she would be enamored with Anthony Schatz. Come on. What little 13, 14-year-old wouldn't go, oh my God, Anthony Schatz, he's beautiful. So if he liked one of her pictures, that was the first contact. And then I think he switched her to something private. I think he was talking to both those girls on a different platform that was private. I think this day just came about maybe on a whim, like Libby and Abby could get out that day for a couple of hours. I'm sure he was already preying on them and stalking them and trying to set this meeting up. And maybe they just said no to the meeting. They couldn't do it until then. Because this makes no sense that they would all just magically meet on this bridge. He asked them to be there. He told them to be there. And he told them he would be there. Actually, he told them Anthony Schatz would be there. Because the other communication he made after this initial one is all private. That's why every time he made a new friend, right away, he switched them to a private platform. Because he thought he couldn't be followed then. But yes, of course, he can be followed. And I believe that the cops have some of the private messages. And that's why they freaked out and went, hey, we need some more information. Another reason why I think that LE just all of a sudden in the middle of the night says, oh my God, we need more information. We're going to go public with this, is because if he had 100 pictures, it's just me saying this, if he had that many profiles under his belt, are any of those other girls missing? You guys, think about it. Is this his first time? He was not scared. He had 2 girls meet him at once. What is going on? Has he done it before? See what April says. Do we have any idea what the cause was? You know what, April, they didn't put out, and good to see you. Thank you for coming back. You know, they didn't put out any information on cause of death. And I know that's part of the investigation. I think they should release it because, you know, it would make a big difference if they were molested. Because this guy has been picked up for being a pedophile. And it's what he does. It's his MO. So they didn't say cause of death. They didn't let anybody know cause of death. Now, the second part of this, why I think law enforcement is scrambling at this point, is if any of those other girls are missing. Hi, good to see you. If any of those other girls are missing, were they murdered? Has he done it before? And another thing, you guys, and it sounds horrific. It sounds horrific, doesn't it, Kilo? He's just going, oh, it's horrific. Is pedophiles like to take trophies. They also like to tell and share with other pedophiles what they're doing. That's why there's rings of pedophiles, you guys. And that's another avenue we haven't explored yet. Did he do it by himself? Or did he have some friends helping him? Are they looking just at Kegan Kline? I don't think so. I think they're looking at Kegan Kline and they're looking at other pedophiles too. Because normally they are not that closed off. Like they want to let other people know what they're doing. Actually, they get a joy in showing other people, which is so, I know, that's disgusting. Huh, Key? Key said that's disgusting. And it is. But that's why I think maybe they're looking for more than just Kegan, are looking at more than just one guy. Just because these pedophiles like to share stuff. So there's my points for today, you guys. 1, he made contact with them. That is proven. And 2, did he change them to a private account so that he could speak to them? There's a lot of ways to hide other social medias. And I think he did. And I think for the 5 months, he was trying to set up a meeting with them. Or maybe, and we all know, he could have been doing this with somebody else before he did this with Libby and Abby. He was he had 100 girls' pictures, kids' pictures, you guys, sick. He had 100 of them. He's been doing it for a while. He's been doing this for a while. This wasn't his first rodeo. And that's why it scares the shit out of me to think that maybe some of these other pictures that were sent to him are missing now. That's what the cops want to know. That's why they're asking you for information. Do you have a loved one that made contact with this guy that's been missing since? We need to look into that and see, how many missing people is around this. There could be. April says, those girls must have been so terrified when they realized what was happening. Oh, honey, he knew just how to trick them. And you know what? I think you're right. And I think the reason why he knew just how to trick them is because he'd been doing this for a while. This is not new. No. He's a serial pedophile. Like, he does this on the regular. Is he also a serial killer? We don't know that. We don't know that yet. But Kegan could have been a serial killer. Because if any of these other ones are missing, and it hasn't been made public yet, if any of the rest of those profiles that he had were missing, where are they at? And what has he done? And if he was meeting two girls at once and was not afraid at all, did he have somebody else that was helping him? Was there somebody else down the hill waiting for him? I've not heard that before either. I think maybe somebody else was down the hill waiting for him. There could be more than one. There could be quite a few. There's a lot of pedophiles out there. I would like to ask you guys right now to just do a search of your immediate area. I'm talking the town you're in for pedophiles. Just look. I was blown away last night. We decided to do a little search on Reedley, California, and my goodness, I would have figured, maybe there's a couple of them here. Oh no, you guys, there's a lot more than a couple. Look in your own area. Be aware. I wasn't aware that there was that many around here. That's ridiculous. But the things that I wanted to go over with you guys is, what do you think? Do you think he's bridge guy? Do you think he had help doing this? And April says, social media is such a scary place for kids, and I think you might be right. To gain control of the two girls, he might have had help or had a gun. That's another thing. If you watch Bridge Guy walking down the bridge, you can see, what are you trying to say? I don't know what you're saying, Keys. You can see his left hand. Wait, let me see. He's walking towards me. His left hand is in his pocket the whole time. His right hand is in his jacket. And take a look at the outline on that jacket, because it looks like he has a gun in his right hand. And then his left hand, he's trying to act like he's casually coming through there. Like he's just somebody they've encountered on the bridge waiting for Anthony Shots. Right off the bat, he wasn't acting like he was Anthony Shots. I think this guy was a real manipulator of these girls. So I think maybe he played it off. He was coming down that bridge. They were scared already. Something tipped them off because they were already taking a video of him, because they were already afraid of him. They've got his voice on there. Was he acting like he wasn't the one that they were supposed to be seeing there, and he was just going to walk on by him because he's not Anthony Shots? That's another thing. When they got there and seen him instead of Anthony Shots, what do you think they were thinking? Like, oh, hell, what the hell? Could that have been what tipped him off and her start filming him right away? I think it might have been. They might have looked at him and went, wait a minute, it's not really coming together yet. They're pretty naive, really cute little girls. But they might have looked at him and went, wait a minute, this is not feeling right. And that's when they got the fear in them and they started taking pictures and videos of him and his voice and everything, because they were afraid. They were afraid of him. So I don't know what tipped him off, but I do believe he had a gun in that jacket. That jacket is full of something. If you look, there's outlines. Watch him walk down that bridge. There's outlines that you can see, and it looks like a gun outline. And if he did have a gun, it would be really easy to get control over these girls. Maybe when he said, guys, down the hill, is when he brought that gun out. He might have brought that gun out, pointed it at them, and said, guys, down the hill. Otherwise, start walking that way. Because he had already decided to go down that hill. They didn't find him too far away. And that's why I said, was somebody else waiting down the hill? Where are you going? You know, maybe somebody else was waiting down the hill. These guys usually don't work alone. It could be a ring. It could be a ring of these pedophiles. It could be more than one. Kegan could have had some help. Maybe there's somebody else out there that has been helping him that we haven't seen or looked at yet. I don't know. But I think he's bridge guy. And I think this is starting to come together, and I think some charges are going to hit here pretty soon. So anyway, lots of questions for you guys. 1, do you think he's bridge guy? 2, do you think it's intriguing that he made contact with them? 3, do you think he set that contact up through social media on a platform that nobody knew about yet? It was a private one. And when they got there, they went, oh, man, you're not looking like Anthony. And it freaked them out. And they took that video. Or did he pull that gun out and say, guys, down the hill, directing them while he had the gun on him? When he got down the hill, was somebody else waiting for him? Is this a pedophile ring? And the last but not the least, do you think he's done it before? Do you think he's a serial killer? That's the one that I'm so worried about. Good Lord. You know, are there other victims? Was this his first victims? That would not seem right. It's not going to fit in the puzzle for this to be his first victims because there was 2 of them. 2 of them. And he wasn't really sure of his surroundings that day. There was people around there. That's why I said, was there somebody else helping Kegan? Because he's not afraid to meet him out in the middle of the afternoon on a bridge. Now, this bridge is way out in the middle of effing nowhere, but he wasn't afraid to meet him there. He had a short window of opportunity to pull this off, you guys. There was people back and forth. He had already made contact with a few people before this happened. But he wasn't afraid. Because I think their sick lust overcomes fear. And it pushes them. It gives them courage. But he had a lot of courage that day. But I don't know if he had all that courage by himself or if somebody helped him. But anyway, I just wanted to go over this with you guys. You go over it and you think about it and then comment below and let me know what you think. You know, I don't know if you think it's way out there that this could have never happened, or if you think, yeah, maybe this could have happened this way. It's just my theory. Yeah, I'm with you, April. If he didn't do it before, I bet he has done it since. Yeah, because they didn't catch him for a while. He was still running amok for a while before they got a hold of this guy and put him in jail. And he's not went to court. He's going to court here pretty soon. And you know we're going to have that on here. So anyway, you guys think it over, comment below, and let me know. What you let me know about my co-host. This is Mr. Keys. And he liked being here so much that he's turned around. He's looking at the wall now. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for being here. And make sure you comment and let me know if you think I'm way off or if you think that I might be onto something.